Hey guys, welcome to my 2025 haunted house RC Manor. This is of course the daytime video. Today I just kind of wanted to show off the display a bit more thoroughly in the daytime, talk about kind of the process that went into it this year, some of the charity work we did, and some of our wonderful sponsors. So if you want to see kind of behind the scenes, please keep watching this video. If you kind of want to see what the haunt itself looked like and what it was like to be here Halloween night, please check out my nighttime video. It's a lot more thorough, a lot more better shots and angles, and of course you got to see everything looking a lot better at nighttime. This is filmed the day after Halloween, so not even everything's out as of filming this right now. A bunch of stuff's falling apart, a lot of the animatronics aren't on, and I'm gonna start taking this all down right after I film this. So yeah, not a whole lot to see today, but I kind of just want to show you, like I said, the behind the scenes, and not only a walkthrough of this display, but a walkthrough kind of everything that went into it this year, all the ups and all the downs. So without further ado, let's kind of get started here. So starting off here, we have, of course, the front entranceway driveway, as you just saw in the previous clip. This was kind of a whole ordeal last night. I just picked up this guy yesterday on Halloween from my wonderful Party City that I work at. He's the display model. I got him for $200. He is awesome. Party City also went out of their way to give me a whole bunch of broken items I've been working on fixing and just added to the display so much. So I love to just give a shout out to them for their contributions. You can see he's kind of standing here. It's a very last minute addition, but a lot of people loved him. I loved having him out there. He's kind of in the nighttime walkthrough, but not really, only in a couple shots because I only put him out last night. Normally we'd have my Reaper guitar here, or Guitarist Reaper. He was gifted to me from Canadian Tire. He was another broken display item that I managed to fix up. He was great last night. A lot of people loved hearing him play music. Had him hooked up some real nice speakers. It was awesome. On the roof up here, we got some other inflatables. We got some eyeballs. We got a spider. We got another green spider just around the peak of the roof there, and of course a whole bunch of webs. That's always kind of fun to set up every year. It's a whole process of untangling them, but it always turns out great. I love it. Coming to the entranceway, we got some of these bats. I got one of these ones from free this year from a different guy. I bought one last year. I love having them on either side like gargoyles. I updated the archway this year. I loved how it turned out. It did not fall at all this year. Had absolutely no problems. And I'm leaving it up for Christmas too. I'm just gonna take off all the Halloween little pieces, but it's awesome. Coming over here, we got a bit more of a cemetery theme going on with my big Reaper. He's awesome as a front greeter. A lot of people liked him. Had very minimal issues with this kind of stuff here. Coming in here, this was the front porch scene. This was the very last minute, one of the last things I set up. Along with some of this stuff, we got some ghosts here, some retro Halloween, whole bunch of lights, chains. We got this 3 animatronics here. So we got the zombie. This was also a display model from Party City that I fixed up. Broken circuit board, so I just resoldered him, and he works right now. No audio and no control box functions. He just turns on and he moves, which is all good. We got the app Skelly, of course, one of the best of the year. I gave him a nice little cape and a hooded mask. I thought that was kind of cool. He was great this year. I didn't have time to program him to say anything, unfortunately, so it was just on his default phrases, but he was still great. The wonderful people at Arctic Spas sponsored us and gave us the money to buy him. Just big shout out to them. Here's the grandfather clock. I built this thing myself. It is great. See it in the nighttime. It's a whole lot of cool stuff. The hands spin on a gear ratio, so they spin at different speeds. I added all the letters and I painted it. Painted the details. My other family members helped me paint the base coat. It's made out of drywall insulation foam, so very fragile, but still very, very cool. And then, of course, here is our charity boxes. Now, as if people don't know already, we do a charity display. So we've raised money for the past few years to BC Children's Hospital, our local provincial children's hospital. This is the 3rd year we've done it now. This year, we raised a total of just over $2,000 for them. Our now grand total of charity money throughout the years now, I believe, is just over $7,000. So that is awesome. There's my little tip box. Of course, a lot of people from the community were just wonderful. A lot of people donated and did amazing this year. I just love to see people giving tips too. It helps support the display and make it even bigger every year. We've got some other accent pieces here on the porch. Some stuff like that. A couple other things were supposed to be in here, but they kind of blew away in the wind. We had a windstorm yesterday too, right before all this. So yeah, Halloween was really chaotic last night. The first 2 hours were terrible, rainy, windy, and then the last 2 hours that helped my family members and got this thing all put together and everything back up and functioning before the end of the night. So that was wonderful. Back here we got a better shot of some of the inflatables. We got the ghosts here. These guys were awesome. I picked them up off Facebook this year. Made a little review on them. They're a big hit. A lot of people liked them. Some more lights, more ghosts. More ghosts. Very ghost themed here. More big inflatables. All these guys didn't have a lot of problems. The little ghost animatronics fell a couple times. Over here we kind of got my harvest area. Some Snoopy characters. I got a Snoopy Scarecrow and a Woodstock Scarecrow, and I made this Charlie Brown cutout myself. Very happy with how it turned out. Some more signs, a lot of harvest themed stuff as you can see, and a Jabbering Jack inflatable with a bunch of pumpkins. This side we got Plague Doctor's theme, so we got all sorts of potion bottles. These held up pretty well this year. A couple of them fell off, but nothing that bad. And Plague Doctor himself held up great in the weather as usual. A little creaky, but not bad. Got another Plague Doctor here. Then before we enter the spider tunnel here, we got sewer theme. This is obviously all turned off for now, so check the nighttime video. It looks way cooler. But we got sewer rat. We got all sorts of other rats in here. All looking cool. Thought this was a very cool little sewer idea. Loved how it turned out this year. Very fun. Going back to the spider tunnel here. Got the archway, held up great as usual. We got some more spiders. Some more spiderweb corpses. This guy covered in spiders, thought he was fun. Got this gazebo here, and it got pretty thrashed in the wind last night, so a bunch of stuff fell out and bricks fell over and such, but not too bad. We had a bunch of strobes in here at night. Got Spider-Man on this side, spiderweb here. This thing didn't want to work at all this year. Fortunate, it's kind of cool. It's a little crawling spiderweb. Jumping Spider, a lot of people loved him. He was a big hit. Somehow the scariest out of everything to display this year, but what are you going to do? I mean, a lot of people just really liked him. Got him hooked up to a Try Me switch. I'm not going to turn him on, but check the nighttime demo for that. In here, we got Wanda. She held up great this year in this little covered area. And then behind her is Maleficent, who is also currently put in here. You have to check out the nighttime demo, which she pairs really well with Ursula here and her little reef theme. I made those cutouts a couple years ago. Those were awesome. And all sorts of skeletons and stuff in the pond this year. A lot of these light strings I actually had issues with. A couple of times it fell into the pond and I had to resolder it quite a few times. But yeah, we also had spider webs up there, forgot to show. Come back around here, we got the hot chocolate stand. Now originally Yoda and Darth Vader here weren't actually in here. This is where we served our hot chocolate. We were sponsored by the wonderful people at Save On Foods. A huge shout out to them. They helped us raise an additional, I believe, 400 or more for our children's hospital charity cause there. Just helped add to it all, and it was just great. We had a great time. Family members baked some baked goods. We sold a lot of chocolate. It was a big hit, but usually Star Wars guys would be here, so we had a whole Star Wars theme. Check the nighttime video for that. Here's our little hot tub scene for the wonderful people at Arctic Spas who also sponsored us, like I said earlier. Some Ghostface stuff. And come over here, we kind of got skeletons. Liked how a lot of this stuff turned out. Another awesome item that Canadian Tire sponsored me with this year. Sponsored me with him last year, actually, at the Reaper there. Yeah, loved how this turned out. Of course, here we got the castle and Frankenstein's monster. The real big guy. Everyone loves him. He's great. Coming through the tunnel here. This coffin had a couple problems this year, but it wasn't too bad. Some more Reapers kind of hanging out in here. And then, of course, our Nightmare Before Christmas scene. Now, actually, last night we had the Reaper in the driveway and the werewolf. The werewolf was originally here, and I had another werewolf, and he fell over and broke. So, werewolf scene was kind of put on a hold for Halloween last night, but it is in the nighttime video if you want to check that out. Here's the rest of our Nightmare Before Christmas guys. Jack held up great this year. I had to put him down a couple times, but he never fell over or broke or anything. Rest of our characters here. We got some cool projections in here, and love how the inflatables turned out. Very vibrant colors, very nice. Turning over here, we got the pirate theme. I love how this turned out again this year. There's more additions. I made the parrot myself. The cage was from last year, and they both held up great. The parrot actually broke on me once, and then I had to just fix a little bit of it, but it's held up great since. A couple more friendly inflatables. We got Stitch and a shark. One of the zombies I turned into a pirate myself. A skeleton I dressed up. There's another skeleton I dressed up. And then over here we got our dueling pirate ship on the other side. Love how this turned out too. Coming through here, we would normally have my Plants vs. Zombies stuff. Now I actually did finish making my plant cutouts over here. I just moved them over here for last night because they kept falling over in the garden. Typically, actually, the Arctic Spa thing would be here. We shifted around a lot of things last night. But I also am in the works of making a zombie cutout, so next year's display will be a really cool PVZ area. But we got this other zombie here, and of course one of my favorite areas and kind of a main staple theme, we got the underworld theme here. Some gargoyles, some red spotlights up there. We got a demon skeleton, a bunch of reapers. He fell over a couple times and his adapter broke, but I got him working. The box guy broke again. He breaks every year though, so got to fix him again next year, but no problem. We want Gatekeeper. He was awesome this year, held up really well in the weather. We got another little demon guy there. My first ever animatronic, he held up pretty well too. His scythe broke, but minor issue. My little skeleton hands I made, and of course, like I said, the gargoyles again. This was an awesome scene. Check out the nighttime shots. The lighting's awesome. I had a fog machine there, but it never wanted to work, so I never got that in any of the shots. Coming through here, we got the garden theme. We got Drop Down. He was great this year. This guy broke on me. He's an older Big Lots one I got from Halloween Alley last year, so he actually has a stand, and he has a little sign that hangs on him, but he kept falling apart, so I just took his torso off here and kind of hung it from the garden. Thought it just works as a scarecrow too, and they do actually contrast each other very nicely. They're both techie items, and they both have very similar color schemes. Some more cool pumpkins down here, and some more crows. That was actually the crow that was originally sitting on his shoulder. In here we got Soul Slasher and a body. We also got some other bloody signs. I love how this stuff turned out. I did a bit of customizing on Soul Slasher this year, but he held up great again. And Gord. A lot of the animatronics held up pretty well this year. Very few did I have a lot of issues with, mainly the werewolf, but that was a whole other thing, so I got him broken. He was also a free sponsorship from Canadian Tire, by the way. I never mentioned that earlier, but the Howling Werewolf was. Check him out in the nighttime video. Here's Gord. Another scarecrow, so from Canadian Tire last year. I just had him standing here this year, it was cool. Another pumpkin. Gordo, he was great this year, held up really well. And the Wendigo, who also did phenomenal. So that is all for the inside of the haunt. Now let's cut to the outside. And starting on the outside of the haunt here, this is typically where you'd exit out of this gate. I used to put an archway inflatable here this year, but I just kind of wanted to keep it simple. We got, coming this way, we got a gnome. He was cool this year. And then kind of go into our little, I don't know what to call this scene, it's kind of last minute. We got some scared monsters. And typically we would actually have a projection effect displayed on the fence, so check out the nighttime for that. We got our 20-foot snake, he's awesome. Pumpkin guy up there, kind of just to block his fan. Shaken Mummy, which I got for free this year from a guy off Facebook. Some more ghosts, and a little bit of a mini Ghostbusters display here, Stay Puffed. He was the display model at Walmart. It's pretty cool. See Jack back there too, kind of peeks into the inside of the haunt in a way. Then coming over here, one of my favorite scenes, we got kind of my Dapper Pumpkin theme. He fell off in the hedge there, but he was there in the nighttime shot. We got a pumpkin fence. I love how this turned out. This is like a light curtain. It's really cool. Shows a little Halloween lighting effect. Of course, my two Dapper Pumpkin looking guys here. Got a guy up in the hedge there. He kind of sunk into the hedge as the season went on. We got these guys, kept getting tangled, but they went pretty well this year. Now moving on to our cat theme here. We got a bunch of cat stuff, magic cat mainly. We got some like wizard looking cats. We have a cool cat projector on here. We got the sign, fortunately really sun faded, but it's a really nice metal sign. Some cats on the hedge, on the fence there. We got the castle. This has been here for quite a few years now. I decided to put some cool details in here. It kind of peeks into the sewer too. As you can see, there's a sewer rat in behind there, but we got some cool bones and other stuff in here. I thought it looked really nice. Kind of plays into our dragon theme here with the castle. He's fallen over a little bit, but he looks really cool at night. He's got a lot of lighting effects. These guys are all awesome. Love how they all turned out. A lot of the inflatables had almost no issues this year. A couple of them have broken lights. But yeah, no, the biggest issue this year, and I'll get to her in a second, we got obviously Minnie and Mickey and some cute little ghost friends and stuff here. We got these guys, a bit scarier in contrast. Some cool bat lights I got for $5 each. Some witch stuff, and then here's the problem one was the witch this year. She was quite the hassle, fell over a couple times. I had to put her down yesterday right before Halloween because it was just so windy. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with her. I think I'm gonna keep her. I was debating on selling her, but she stores small anyway, so gotta find a better way to display her next year, not out front where she's exposed to all the wind. We got some Beetlejuice stuff, very similar scene to what I did last year. Love how it turned out. Typically the Beetlejuice sign would be out here, but it's not. And last scene is my Spooky Hollow pumpkin patch, Wicked Woods, whatever you want to call it. Got some tree inflatables here, Headless Horseman, and these guys. This guy scored off from Home Depot for I think like $30 on clearance. He was pretty cool. I love him. Kind of plays in with this guy. Makes up some trees. So that's about it for the 2025 RC Manor Halloween haunt. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, in total, we raised roughly, I believe it was over $2,000 for BC Children's Hospital. We had over 1,400 people come last night Halloween. In total, we had, throughout the entire season, we were open 2,400 people. 900 plus counted trick-or-treaters last night. And just great statistics overall. Unfortunately, not a huge increase from last year, but that is all fine. I'm so glad we managed to raise at least $2,000 for charity this year. It turned out awesome, even though we were closed so many nights. I feel like if we were open more from the weather, it would have been a lot more fundraising, a lot more exceeding my set goal, but not a lot you can do about the weather. Just need to plan better next year. I cannot wait for next year. The haunt is going to look fantastic. So I thank you all for watching. Please check out my nighttime display, and I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.